Good evening and welcome everyone. Please remain standing and join Kalena Fleming as she leads us in the national anthem. Thank you, Kalena. Please go ahead and be seated. It's now my pleasure to introduce Chandra Zenner Ford, Center Executive Officer for Southwest Idaho.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you for your service as our Faculty Senate Representative for Southwest Idaho. Your leadership has helped bridge the College of Law team with the rest of our Southwest Idaho community. Thank you for that. Good evening, and welcome to the 2023 University of Idaho Boise Commencement Ceremony. Before we proceed, I want to acknowledge that the U of I Boise campus is located on the homelands of the Shoshone, Bannock, and Northern Paiute people. We extend gratitude to the indigenous people that call this place home since time immemorial. We recognize that it is our academic responsibility to build relationships with the indigenous people to ensure integrity of tribal voices. It is an honor for me to stand before you and this distinguished platform and welcome everyone to this important celebration and milestone for our graduates. First, I want to extend a personal thank you to April Arnzen. April is a proud Vandal and a friend. She is also an inspirational and accomplished leader in the world of global corporate HR and is playing a key role navigating Micron through historic expansion across the country. I am so happy and proud she has agreed to share some wisdom with us this evening. Thank you for accepting our invitation, April. This is my third commencement as the Southwest Idaho CEO, and this day continues to hold great wonder and optimism for me personally. I hope it does for all of you. Honoring you, our graduates who have worked so hard to get to this moment, is a role I consider to be a special gift in this career of higher education has afforded me. It is an understatement to say the class of 2023 experienced a different kind of journey on your path to earning a diploma. You did it, and you did it together. I think this past year, every single one of us who make up the University of Idaho community learned that standing together and supporting one another is our best way through. I hope you look back on this journey and the challenges of the pandemic era fade away. What I hope is you remember is the moments of wonder, discovery, and triumph that guided you and earned you a University of Idaho diploma. And I hope you take away the positives from the past 3 years. There are some, which would be an ability to be flexible, patient, and determined. That will take you far. I hope the class of 2023 can appreciate just how special you are. Tonight, the University of Idaho will confer degrees from almost every college. The College of Law is our largest group. We also have bachelor's degrees, master's, PhDs, specialist degrees across multiple colleges offering programs from Southwest Idaho and also some of the programs from Moscow, including the College of Art and Architecture, the College of Engineering, the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences, the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences, the College of Natural Resources, and College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Congratulations to all. I would especially like to call out one of our Boise-based students earning his PhD today, Brandon Hilliard. Brandon is a Boise native, and after earning his bachelor's in mechanical engineering, he went on to join the Center for Eco-Hydraulics Research and earned his doctorate. For all of us who work in the Water Center, we know how committed and involved Brandon has been. He led the Graduate and Professional Student Association for 2 years and is a positive force who will be greatly missed. The big news is, though, he was recognized as the College of Engineering's 2023 Outstanding PhD student. We are so proud of you, Brandon. And now it's my time to take a moment, thank all of the faculty here today, many of them sitting over here. You also should be recognized for teaching with flexibility, patience, and determination. Your role as mentors and advocates for our students is life-changing. We celebrate you today as well and acknowledge none of this would be taking place without you. You make the Vandal academic journey happen. Thank you. Finally, I want to especially thank the entire commencement team in the Registrar's Office and University Support Services here from Moscow, led by our Registrar Lindsay Brown and Ryan Watson. And a special shout out goes to our Boise-based commencement team, led by Stephanie Fox and Denise Engelbrecht, with major help from Donna Stolaroff. We also appreciate the group of volunteers who are serving as marshals tonight. Please join me in thanking the team who made sure this day is special for everyone. It is always a great day when you gather to formally welcome more talent to the Vandal family, as our newest group of the University of Idaho alumni walk across the stage. I mentioned this last year and will continue to do so. The Vandal family membership is really something special. It will be a thread throughout your life where you not only find a meaningful professional network, but your most fierce and loyal friends will be there for life celebrations like today, but also when you need someone to lean on. My personal experience is a reflection of this, and your diploma is a passport to this network for life. If there is one person who exemplifies the meaning of a loyal Vandal family member, it is our leader. Scott Green is a Boise native, a Boise High graduate, and he earned his accounting degree from the University of Idaho in 1984. This past year tested all of us at the University of Idaho, and President Green carried the weight of it with compassion and a singular focus on the well-being of our students, faculty, and staff. I am personally so grateful he is our leader and proud to be a part of this team. With that, it is now my pleasure to introduce the 19th president of the University of Idaho, Scott Green.
Thank you, Chandra. Students, parents, families, deans, faculty, and honored guests, welcome to the University of Idaho, our state's flagship land-grant institution. At this time, I'd like to introduce the people seated on the platform tonight. Please stand as I call your name. Audience, please hold your applause until all are announced. Jerry McMurtry, Dean, College of Graduate Studies. Brooke Blevins, Dean, College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. Johanna Kalb, Dean, College of Law. Susie Long, Dean, College of Engineering. Shauna Corey, Dean, College of Art and Architecture. Sean Quinlan, Dean, College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Matt Dumet, Associate Dean, College of Agriculture, Cultural and Life Sciences. Jeffrey Siegmiller, Director, WWAMI Medical Education Program. Lindsey Brown, University Registrar. Ben McLuhan, Vice President, University Advancement. Linda Clark, University of Idaho Regent. Tim Murphy, Boise Faculty Senate Representative. Chandra Zenner Ford, Center Executive Officer for Southwest Idaho. April Arnson, Chief People Officer at Micron Technology and our commencement speaker. Tori Lawrence, Provost and Executive Vice President. Amy Lentz, Assistant Vice President, Alumni Relations. Nina Marcello, Boise President, Student Bar Association. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our distinguished platform party. So this is the 128th commencement year for the University of Idaho, and more than 125,000 students have earned more than 135,000 degrees since the first graduates walked across our stage in 1896. That tradition continues today. More than 1,500 graduates are joining the ranks of Vandal alumni this spring, including more than 130 from our Boise Center. We take great pride in our academics, which incorporate learning by doing across disciplines from cutting-edge research to internships. Our faculty work closely with our students and connect with them on a personal level. A Vandal education combines rigorous academics with invaluable experiences outside the classroom, in the halls of the state capitol, in Idaho stream beds collecting samples for eco-hydraulic research, or through internships with top architecture and law firms. The result is graduates who are sought after by industry and command the highest starting salaries of any public university in Idaho. U of I alums work hard and know how to contribute from day one. They immediately add value to their companies and their communities. A great example is Jordan Fry, who is earning his master's degree today. Yeah, give it up for Jordan. He's earning his master's degree today from the College of Engineering. He began his program at the Center for Eco-Hydraulics Research in 2020, faithfully meeting with his advisor via video chat to refine his hypothesis and set up a field project in Eastern Oregon. He and his fellow grad students would drive 4 hours to a remote field site to deploy sensors in the river. When he returned to collect the data he needed for his thesis, inevitably either floods or thieves had taken them. However, However, Jordan was determined to finish his thesis. He learned how to camouflage his sensors and set them up in the most remote stream bed locations. Ultimately, he collected the data he needed to answer his thesis questions. Jordan's determination to overcome obstacles was inspiring to both his fellow students and his advisors. His results will help inform government agencies to improve stream restoration designs and help salmon habitat recovery across the entire Pacific Northwest. Yeah, sure. Another great example is Legan Myers, who graduates from the College of Law tonight. She started law school in the midst of a pandemic with 2 small children. Legan was a model student and a leader representing the U of I as a member of the National Moot Court Team, an honor justice, a Women's Law Caucus representative, and a teaching assistant for the first legal writing and analysis course. She is an advocate for those who are in need, working as a legal extern for the Intermountain Fair Housing Council and as a coordinator for the Gateway Regional Victim Services, among others. Good. Congratulations. Our commencement speaker today, April Arnson, also embodies the Vandal ethos. She serves as Micron's Chief People Officer and President of the Micron Foundation, and she embraces challenges, seeks growth, and is a champion for inclusion. I know there are many terrific examples here today of Vandals who not only gained a great education at the University of Idaho, but also made their mark by investing in their community and lifting up those around them. As graduates, I encourage you to continue to be curious, continue to learn, continue to collaborate in ways that uplift others. This particular class of Vandals persevered through an unprecedented pandemic. You adapted and learned new skills on the fly, and you took precautions to protect yourself and your community. Embrace all that you've gained. Your education was unlike any in history, and I believe you are stronger and more prepared for your careers than those who came before you. Vandals are running boardrooms across this country, seeking justice in our courtrooms, and serving in our classrooms across Idaho and the West. They're healing our family members in Idaho hospitals and working in the corridors of power, both here in Boise and in Washington, D.C. They're even on the field in the NFL. You are joining the ranks of these leaders. Set your sights on something great. Always be prepared to operate a little bit out of your comfort zone. It'll be hard work. There will be setbacks, but your Vandal family will be right here to provide support to you along the way. Thank you. Go ahead. Yeah. We are Vandals. You will always have the Vandal Network to help you chart your path. You are now ambassadors for our Vandal family. Keep telling your Vandal story, and we'll be right here cheering you on. Congratulations, and go Vandals! As I look out over all these graduates, I know that none of you got here alone. You were supported by friends and family, and these are people whom you care about and who care about you. Let's take a minute to thank them. Graduates, please stand and wave to your friends and family who have supported you along this journey. You guys are much better behaved than last year, I have to say. It's a privilege to have one of our University of Idaho regents here today to help us congratulate our graduates. Linda Clark is a member of the State Board of Education and a University of Idaho regent. She spent 43 years as an Idaho educator and retired after 11 years as a superintendent of the schools in the West Ada School District. Dr. Clark is also a Vandal alum. She earned her master's degree from the University of Idaho. Regent Clark, will you please bring greetings to our graduates?
Thank you, President Green. It is an honor to represent the Idaho State Board of Education, and as President Green said, as members of that board, we are the regents of the University of Idaho. And it is in this capacity that I congratulate you, the graduates of 2023, on your many accomplishments. I would add to also what the President has said, we'd like to express our sincere appreciation and gratitude to your families, your friends, and all who have supported you on your journey of learning and growth. Tonight, we honor them as we honor you. Graduates, you leave the University of Idaho with a sound educational foundation, well prepared to meet the future. As you continue to move forward, I urge you to join me in actively supporting education, the greatest tool we have for lifting people up and changing the world. Start by becoming active members of the Vandal Alumni Association. Support the university through its programs and its outreach. Share your success story at the university with others. Let them know the life-changing differences that post-secondary training and education make in one's life. Your continued personal commitment and support for education will make it possible for others to enjoy access to the world of opportunities that your University of Idaho education has opened for you. Once again, congratulations, graduates. We anticipate remarkable things from you as you take your newly acquired skills and knowledge to the world. Best wishes for continued success in your future endeavors. Go Vandals.
Thank you, Regent Clark, for those kind remarks. We appreciate it. So now for our commencement speaker, who's April Arnzen. She's earned her bachelor's degree in Human Resources Management and Marketing from the University of Idaho, and she joined Micron in 1996. April graduated from the Stanford Graduate School of Business Executive Program in 2018. In 2015, she was named Senior Vice President for Human Resources, and in 2020, she was named Chief People Officer, leading Micron's people strategy and establishing a culture that embraces performance, growth, and inclusion. April also serves as the president of the Micron Foundation. She's a champion for education, serving on the Boise Public Schools Foundation, and she's a frequent speaker in women's leadership forums. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our 2023 commencement speaker, April Arnzen.
Thank you, President Green, for that wonderful introduction, and thank you to you, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you tonight, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be part of your celebration. When I was asked to deliver this commencement address, I was both excited and anxious. Excited to participate, of course, in what is no doubt an extraordinary celebration, but unsure what I might say to inspire all of you. So since receiving this invitation, I've thought long and hard about the wisdom I could share with you as you begin to write this new chapter. Oftentimes, those invited to stand at this podium have exceptional talents or have had transformational experiences that have led to their success. I have neither of those. I'm a small town Idaho girl who grew up with two hardworking parents, and like 52% of Vandals, I'm a first-generation college student, but I'm not unique. Albert Einstein believed he had no special qualities other than his passionate curiosity. If Albert Einstein had no special talents, then I certainly have none. But I had the good fortune to land an opportunity at an iconic hardware technology company because I have endless curiosity, a trait I learned from my mom, and a fierce competitive spirit from my dad. Those two qualities, along with an excellent Idaho education, unwavering encouragement from my husband, who is also a fellow Vandal, and incredible CEOs and colleagues at Micron who have helped me on my journey from classroom to a Fortune 500 boardroom. For many of you, the story is just beginning. As you embark on the next chapter of your life, I challenge you to think about the story you want to create. Reflect on your unique qualities and how you might combine them with your classroom knowledge, your lived experiences, and the strengths you've acquired along the way to make the impact you desire in your career, in your community, and in your family. For those of you graduating in public administration, you can transform public and private organizations, lift up communities through public service and policy so that lives are better because of you. While those of you in architecture can connect people and community through design that enhances rural and urban spaces. Those graduating from the School of Law, you have a special responsibility to protect individual rights and freedoms and to ensure justice is served in a fair and equitable way. I also hope you will use your knowledge of the law to help others, particularly those who've been marginalized or have had no voice in our society. For those of you graduating with engineering degrees, you'll be the creators of new innovations and disruptive tools that will improve human lives. Today, as our society debates the influence of artificial intelligence and the power of machine learning through tools like ChatGPT, I hope you will remember to embrace new disruptive technology to improve the human experience, but it must be used ethically and equitably so all Americans can benefit from the advances of our society. And our innovations must never replace creativity and integrity. And those of you who are entering natural resources, environmental and food science fields, you will take on a huge responsibility to balance the competing demands on our resources. I know that you will help us find sustainable paths forward to protect our landscapes and ensure healthy foods for our children and our grandchildren. I'm also proud that graduating today, we have those who will continue their careers in adult learning and educational leadership. I share a passion for education, and I hope I have instilled in my kids the desire for endless learning. My husband, who chose to dedicate his career to counseling and education, and I are committed to the continuous pursuit of education years after walking across this stage. When my kids were young, I had the opportunity to participate in an accelerated executive MBA program at Stanford's Graduate School of Business. As I was packing my things to move to Palo Alto for the summer to join my cohort, my kids asked me why I needed to leave and why I was going back to college. They knew I had achieved my top job in my field, my dream job, and they questioned whether my mid-career academic pursuits were really necessary. And of course, my kids were way too young to understand just how good the food and wine is in the Valley. But my answer then and today remains the same. It does not matter who you are or what you have achieved. You can never stop learning. We all must embrace opportunities to learn and to be challenged with new ways of thinking. Otherwise, we become irrelevant. Make learning your superpower. It is often said the best way to learn is to teach. Tonight, as you celebrate this milestone, think about how you will teach others just as you have been taught. Embrace the failures, mistakes, and blank stares of others as teaching moments. Become a mentor. Appreciate this opportunity to amplify your impact on the future. Give back to others and watch the tide rise. Each one of you has the ability to write your future now. Be intentional about the impact you want to create. Write your autobiography, use it as your guide, so that in 10, 20, and 30 years, you have no regrets. This is your story. Explore your unique interests, find your hidden strengths, travel to new places, and discover what inspires you. Be bold, take risks, be proud of the story that is uniquely yours. I have every confidence each of you is going to be brilliantly successful in your chosen path. And I'm also certain you will encounter challenges and setbacks. Your resolve will be tested when you face unimaginable challenges that seem impossible to overcome. Your human spirit will be tested, as it was for all vandals last fall when we tragically lost 4 beautiful lives. And we continue to see violence in our communities, wars abroad, and political divide causing humans everywhere to forget their humanity. It is these challenging moments that define who we are. Show the world the traits we vandals share: resilience, courage, and compassion. Like the courage demonstrated by one of you in your ranks, Vida Bustos. V exhibited tremendous courage by overcoming barriers many of us could never imagine. Moving to a new country, learning a new language, supporting her parents, raising her daughter, all while she went to school and pursued her dream of becoming a lawyer. I am moved by stories like these, and I know there are many more stories like Vida's sitting in front of me tonight. My vandal pride is shining bright. I'm often reminded of a quote from poet Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. I once had the fortunate opportunity to co-host an event at our Micron, Virginia site with then First Lady Michelle Obama, honoring military veterans. The day was a blur with media briefings, Secret Service sweeps, and event preparations. And when the former First Lady arrived, I was a bit uptight, worried that I would forget my remarks or a detail in the program would be missed. And this was a really important event for Micron, and I strived for perfection. When the First Lady walked into the entrance and shook my hand, we began to talk. And it was like time had magically stopped. We stood in the hall and we talked for what seemed like an hour, although I'm certain it was less than 10 minutes. She had a keen interest in who I was. She asked me about my family, about my background, about my career. It was like catching up with an old friend that I hadn't seen in years. The event that day was a smashing success, and I don't recall a single detail. But that day will forever be etched in my heart and in my mind, not because of Michelle Obama's title or fame, but because of her empathy and kindness. Maya Angelou got it right. People will never forget how you made them feel. So as you celebrate tonight, know that the world needs you, class of 2023. The world needs you to think critically, act justly, take risks, learn from your failures, and to impact change that creates a brighter future for generations to come. Embrace others who are different than yourself. Include them in your story. I know all of you will do amazing things. And as you move from students to alumni, you are joining a new family, the Vandal alumni family. And it's more than weekly newsletters and the occasional donation request, although since President Green is sitting here, I'd like to go on record that those are very important. But if you do not remember anything else I've shared with you tonight, remember this. Whatever happens in your life, from your greatest achievements to your hard-earned failures, know that you are supported by your Vandal family. And know that all of us Vandals who came before you are your biggest fans. Be brave, be bold, be kind. Congratulations once again, class of 2023, and go Vandals!
Thank you, April. It's truly an honor to have you with us this evening to share share in the achievements of our graduates and their families and friends. I now invite Provost and Executive Vice President Tori Lawrence to the podium to recognize those receiving honors.
Thank you, President Green. The University of Idaho is committed to the pursuit of excellence. We will now recognize students who are graduating with special honors. Students, please stand as I call your honor designation and remain standing, and audience, please hold your applause until they are all recognized. Cum laude, with distinction. Signified by a bronze honor cord, they are the top 10% of their college class. Would you please stand? Magna cum laude, with great distinction, signified by a silver honor cord. These are the top 6% of their college class. Please stand. Summa cum laude, with highest distinction, signified by a gold honor cord, and they are the top 3% of their college class. Please stand. At this time, we also ask members of other honor societies, honor organizations, veterans, and other honor cords to stand and also be recognized. To our students with these honor cords and acknowledgments, you have brought distinction to yourselves and to the university through your high achievements as students and scholars. We honor your hard work tonight and your commitment to learning, and we look to you for leadership in upholding high standards for yourselves and your peers. Thank you and congratulations. I would like to draw your attention to the recipients of the Doctor of Medicine degree awarded through our partnership with the University of Washington. WWAMI Medical Education Program. This is a wonderful program, and a list of the WWAMI students who are completing their medical education is in this evening's program. All 4 years of the student's medical education can be completed in Idaho, either in Boise or Moscow. The University of Idaho is very proud to be the lead Idaho institution for the WWAMI program for more than 50 years. Now we will announce the granting of university degrees. We will award degrees to all candidates who have met the requirements for the baccalaureate, master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees. The requirements are set forth by the faculty at the University of Idaho and have been completed through years of formal study. Degrees will be conferred on all candidates present at these exercises, as well as upon those who have been duly excused. We will begin tonight by taking a moment to acknowledge 5 posthumous certificates and degrees awarded to students this spring who completed sufficient coursework prior to their untimely death. This is a moment for us to acknowledge the contributions of each student and celebrate their academic accomplishments. So I will just list them now. During a private ceremony last week, we awarded a certificate in marketing to the family of Zana Alexia Kernodle. A certificate in recreation, sport, and tourism management will be delivered to the family of Ethan James Chapin in the coming weeks. Just a few days ago, we awarded 3 posthumous degrees at our Moscow ceremony. A Bachelor of Science in Business degree to the family of Madison May Mogan. A bachelor's degree in general studies to the family of Kaylee Jade Gonsalves, and a bachelor in science degree in sociology and criminology to the family of Lupita Colis Ruiz. These families will always be members of the Vandal family. Thank you. Let's continue with the granting of degrees. That's why we're here tonight. Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please stand? President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to be awarded the baccalaureate degree so earned.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities, in testimony whereof you'll receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for master's and specialist degrees please stand? Each of you has completed rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their faculty to receive master's or specialist degrees so earned.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the master's degree or specialist so earned, with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Will the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy and Juris Doctor please stand? Each of you has completed rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their faculty to receive a doctoral degree so earned.
So by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the doctoral degree so earned, with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Marshals, please begin escorting the candidates for the baccalaureate degree to the stage. They'll be followed by our master's, specialist, Doctor of Philosophy, and Juris Doctor candidates. Students receiving the doctorate are given a doctoral hood. PhD candidates will be hooded by their major professor. Juris Doctor candidates will be hooded by the Dean of our College of Law, Johanna Kolb.
Janice Irene Altman. Ivy Devin Combs. Clinton Don Cousineau. Congratulations. Kathleen Michelle Jones. Martha Carolina Lawrence. Alicia Matera. Congratulations. Alicia Yareth Mahara. Alexander Paul Morrison. Riel Rognan. Abigail Elizabeth Smith. Jordan Taylor Thomas. Kaylee Ann Wells. Christian James Peter Bachek, Masters in Architecture. Desiree Nicole Bayless, Masters in Education, Educational Leadership. Jared Rex Black, Masters of Architecture, Architecture. Mark Wesley Boatman, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership. Lauren Burns, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership. Patrick Joseph Corbett, MNR, Natural Resources, Integrated Natural Resources.
Congratulations, Patrick.
Great, thank you.
Maddie M. Cups, Masters of Engineering, Engineering Management.
Congratulations, Manny.
Alexandra Page Dahl, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations.
Edwin Ernesto de Leon Bruman, Masters of Architecture, Architecture.
Congratulations.
Celestia Demas, MPA, Public Administration.
Wow, congratulations.
Whitney Leanne Duke, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations, Whitney.
Megan Marie Eckroth, Masters of Engineering, Electrical Engineering.
Congratulations, Megan.
Jordan Fry, Masters of Science, Geological Engineering.
Congratulations, Jordan. Great work.
Abigail Florence Goet, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations.
Lauren Brooke Horan, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership. Jennifer Merlene Johnson, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership. Rachel Amber Jones, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations, Rachel.
Mary Lynn Yorez, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations, Mary.
Michaela Keller, MAT, Secondary Education.
Congratulations, Michaela.
Erica Marie Copez, Masters of Engineering, Civil Engineering.
Congratulations, Erica.
Samuel William Kreitzer, Masters of Architecture, Architecture.
Congratulations, Samuel. Thank you.
Reginald Dean Mace, Masters of Architecture, Architecture.
Congratulations.
Facundo Cesar Martinez, Masters of Architecture, Architecture.
Congratulations.
Marie Watts McCulloch, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership. Andrew T. Miller, Masters of Architecture, Architecture.
Congratulations.
Catherine E. Mittler, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership. Juhee Moon, Masters of Architecture, Architecture. Glenna Lynn Newby, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership. Aubrey Grace Newman, Masters of Architecture, Architecture. Dominic David Para, Masters of Architecture, Architecture. Eduardo Arturo Reyes, Masters of Science in Adult Organizational Learning and Leadership.
Congratulations.
Timothy John Richard, Masters of Engineering, Civil Engineering.
Congratulations.
Lovepreet Singh, Masters of Science, Food Science.
Congratulations.
Andrew Fitzgerald Smith, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations.
Elizabeth Renee Smith, Masters of Architecture, Architecture. Charles Stuyvesant, Masters of Educational Leadership. Tyler David Tolman, Masters of Engineering, Engineering Management. Michaela Margine Tourville, MPA, Public Administration. Allison Ann Walker, Masters of Education, Educational Leadership. Florence D. Webster, Masters of Engineering, Engineering Management. Quentin Lee DeWitt, Educational Specialist, Educational Leadership, Educational Leadership. Meinhardt Wenceslas Augusto Mosqueda, Educational Leadership, Educational Specialist. Amber Dawn Phillips, Educational Specialist, Educational Leadership. Scar Sato, Educational Specialist, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations.
Matthew A. Schneiderman, Educational Specialist, Educational Leadership. Shauna Nicole Schneiderman, Educational Specialist, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations.
Crystal Ann Thatcher, Educational Specialist, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations, Crystal.
Lee R. Thayer, Educational Specialist, Educational Leadership.
Congratulations.
Mariam Elshabashi Wolf, Educational Specialist, Educational Leadership. Aluya Gallegos Weekron, and this is a PhD, Negotiating Access and Participation in K through 12 Schools, the Experience of Latinx Immigrant Families, hooded by Major Professor Dr. Vanessa Anthony Stevens. Brandon Jeffrey Hilliard, mapping porous media flows in a salmon red model with novel experimental techniques. PhD, Mechanical Engineering.
Alex Samuel Anderson DeVille, JD. Brock D. Arnold, JD. Mason Ann Bailey, summa cum laude, JD.
Congratulations.
Haley Barr, JD.
Congratulations.
Jonathan Bassett, JD.
Congratulations. You got quite a cheering crowd.
Mallory M. Basie, magna cum laude, JD.
Congratulations.
Jack Andrew Borton, JD.
Congratulations.
Vita Bustos, JD, business law emphasis.
Congratulations.
Elizabeth M. Cutler, JD.
Congratulations.
Anne Marie Davis, JD.
Congratulations.
Alexander S. Dimitrich, JD, Business Law and Entrepreneurship emphasis. Stacy Marie Donahue, cum laude, JD. James Scott Drennan, cum laude, JD. Sheldon Ray Eilers, JD, Business Law and Entrepreneurship emphasis. Randall S. Everett, JD, Business Law and Entrepreneurship emphasis. Bethany Ann Forst, JD. Daniel Dean Fredrickson, summa cum laude, JD. Emily Gloria Garcia, JD. Gavin J. Gilbert, JD.
Congratulations.
Spencer P. Geyer, JD.
Congratulations.
Arnold Veli Hamari, JD, Natural Resource and Environmental Law emphasis. Jessica L. Heitzinger, cum laude, JD.
Congratulations.
Connor Sheridan Haller, JD. Tyler Christian Hole, JD.
Congratulations.
Susan E. Hunt, cum laude, JD.
Congratulations.
Nicole Michelle Jenkins, JD, Business Law and Entrepreneurship emphasis.
Congratulations.
Connor Royal Johnson, JD.
Congratulations.
Alyssa R. Jones, JD.
Congratulations.
Joshua Stephen Capuzza, JD.
Congratulations.
Dalton Richard Kelly, JD.
Congratulations.
Donald Austin King, JD, Business Law and Entrepreneurship emphasis.
Thank you.
Christopher Robert Kamak, summa cum laude, JD.
Congratulations.
Mitchell J. Kohlberg, cum laude, JD.
Congratulations.
Rosa Maria Leyva, JD.
Congratulations.
Littlefield, JD.
Congratulations.
Nina Capri Palmer Marcello, JD.
Congratulations.
Elizabeth Ann McClellan, JD.
Congratulations.
Lagan K. Myers, JD.
Congratulations.
Rebecca A. Moore, JD.
Congratulations.
Jordan Lynn Mosich, JD.
Congratulations.
Caitlin Ray Murphy, magna cum laude, JD.
Congratulations.
Whitney P. Nelson, JD, Business Law and Entrepreneurship emphasis. Luke John Nicodemus, JD.
Congratulations.
Austin D. Ober, JD.
Congratulations.
Joel Albert Paget, JD.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Zachary Allen Patch, JD, Business Law and Entrepreneurship emphasis.
Congratulations.
Shireen Rezai, JD.
Congratulations.
Ruby Marciella Sanford, JD. Skylar Wendell Schasberger, JD. Jean E. Schroeder, JD.
Congratulations.
Jacob C. Sylvester, JD.
Congratulations.
Tanner James Smith, JD.
Congratulations.
Lauren Lace Smizer, summa cum laude, JD. Ryan James Spencer, JD.
Congratulations.
Jessica Marie Stedman, JD.
Congratulations.
Smith Riley Stubbs, JD. Morgan C. Swaggles, JD.
Congratulations.
Marshall Wary Toryansky, JD.
Congratulations.
Bailey E. Twitchell, JD. Dayton Kai Uttinger, cum laude, JD. Mackenzie Jane Wachtel, JD. Abigail R. Wheelis, JD.
There we go. So, may I have all the graduates please stand? This is the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations. You may be seated. So at this time, I'd like to ask Amy Lentz, Assistant Vice President for Alumni Relations, to come to the podium. Amy?
Founded in 1898, the University of Idaho Alumni Association is nearly as old as the institution. May I have all University of Idaho alumni in the audience and on the platform please stand. Graduates, you are joining an elite and loyal group of individuals now numbering over 112,000 strong. They are living and working and making a difference in Idaho, nationally and globally. Now you, too, are part of the University of Idaho alumni family. Welcome! Please be seated. Speaking of making a difference in the world, I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge our 2023 Alumni Hall of Fame inductees. Charlotte Hill, class of 1976 and 77, Leah Fry, class of 1979, and Randy Luton, class of 1983. Graduates, congratulations, and go Vandals!
Thank you, Amy. As we near the end of our commencement ceremony, I'd like to take a few moments to show our appreciation to the many individuals who made today possible. Thank you to the University of Idaho Boise professors, Wendy Couture and John Cannon, for reading our graduates' names this evening. Thank you. And thank you, Kalina Fleming, for her beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Now I wish to acknowledge and commend the faculty. Will our faculty please stand? You provide the knowledge and mentorship to our students. You teach them, you advise them, you support our students and give them the tools that they need to be successful. You are central to our land-grant mission of teaching, discovery, and service. Thank you for your dedication to our students and to the University of Idaho. Graduates, after the ceremony, please join your family and friends for a reception across the hall. Please wait until the stage party has exited the seating area before you begin to recess. And finally, please join us in a special University of Idaho tradition, the singing of our alma mater. The words are located on page 61 in your program. Please stand.
And here we have Idaho, winging her way to fame. Silver and gold in the sunlight blaze, and romance lies in her name. Singing, we're singing of you, proudly too. All our lives through we'll go singing, singing of you, alma mater of Idaho. Singing, we're singing of you, proudly too. All our lives through we'll go singing, singing of you, alma mater of Idaho. Crows will fall before your silver and your gold. The victory cannot be withheld from thee. So go there down the Idaho, come on, oh vandals, go. I-D-D-A-H-O, Idaho, Idaho, go, go,